Good morning. It's the wee hours of the morning, July 31st. This is your boy Kevin. Just dropped a couple of videos about the Spence Crawford fight. Just sitting here, going over or reviewing in my mind this surreal fight that just occurred between Spence and Crawford. It was epic, not for the reasons that I wanted it to be epic for, but it was definitely epic. Crawford put an epic ass whooping on Earl Spence, one he'll never forget. The type of ass whooping that will make you reconsider whether or not you want to continue to do your job. Now, mind you, that $25 to $30 million that Earl Spence is probably going to get is going to remind him in a positive way why he does his job. I haven't heard any medical issues or anything like that from Spence's camp. I know it was just yesterday, but he just tweeted, congratulations, Crawford, no excuses, great fight. We got to do this again at the end of the year. He already went on, I believe he probably put that up this morning, something like that. He tweeted that out. But it's something that I just realized. I was like, the Derrick James camp, man, they dealing with some smoke right now. I mean, let's think about this. The Derrick James camp, which consisted of Jermell Charlo, undisputed, light middleweight champion at 154, Earl Spence, unified 3-belt champion at welterweight, 147. Frank Martin, lightweight prospect. I believe he's 20 plus fights undefeated. Majority of those by knockout. He's trying to secure a fight with Keyshawn Davis. That's in Crawford. I know he's a good friend of Crawford's. And Ryan Garcia, who just came aboard, one of the most celebrated boxers, pretty boy, I believe out in LA. Just recently though, he just lost to Tank Davis by knockout. Took that liver shot. Some say that he could have got up. Some say you ain't never been hit in the liver before, but I thought it was kind of soft. To me, you got to get up, but he didn't. He pulled a De La Hoya. Also, that was some foul shit. The De La Hoya and Bernard Hopkins, after talking all that trash, did not go with that man to the press conference after the fight. That was weak. Also, Anthony Joshua, who beats Vladimir Klitschko to get the belt. Oh, no, that was Tyson Fury. Anthony Joshua, I forgot who he got the belt from, but he's known more so for the losses that he's occurred. He lost to Ruiz, but I think he avenged that loss. But he recently lost to, was it Usyk? I believe just beat Anthony Joshua. And he went on some long diatribe about, why he's a great fighter and the politics in boxing, whatever. I don't know. But he joined Derrick James' camp. So they were trending high. From Earl Spence, unified 147, fighting to be pound for pound, best fight in the world. Jermell Charlo, undisputed at light middleweight at 154. And then you have Frank Martin, who's very consistent, handling his business at lightweight. Ryan Garcia, who's at lightweight, but he's talking about moving up to 140 to super lightweight. And then, of course, you have Anthony Joshua. Derrick James, trainer of the year. And rightfully so. But it's been a rough couple of weeks. Well, actually, it's a rough couple of days. How quickly things change. Because first, let me start with how things start to go downhill. Ryan Garcia, who was knocked out by Tank Davis, comes to your stable. You agree to train him. Okay. Some people might say, hey, that's the beginning of the end right there. Earl Spence gets mollywopped by Terrence Crawford. And it pains me to say that, but that's exactly what happened. He would tell you the same thing. He got mollywopped. We all saw it. His face ended up looking like how Martin looked when Tommy Hearns beat that man in an episode on Martin. Look just like that. Look crazy. And that's the biggest, because if Spence had won that fight, or even if it had been a split decision or something, you know, they still would be trending in the right direction. True, Terrence Crawford would be champion like he is now, but we all would be like waiting on a rematch. But he got beat so bad that most people think shouldn't be a rematch. But this is the icing on the cake right here. Jamal Charlo, who's actually not officially in Derrick James's camp. He's not trained by Derrick James. Does not train Jamal Charlo, but because Jamal and Jamel are twins, I mean, it is what it is. You might as well say he in the camp. Jamal Charlo, middleweight champion at 160, decided that at some point during this weekend, whether it was Friday after the weigh-in or whether it was Saturday during the preliminary fights, and I could be wrong as far as when that is, but I know it was over the weekend. Please put that in the comments. Check me on that. But I know this happened because the video is on YouTube. And please look at this video if you haven't seen it. Jamal, for some odd reason, and him and his brother always pulling up on people. They always pulling up on fighters. They got a habit of doing it. A lot of social media, a lot of that BS. They decided, for whatever reason, Jamal decided to pick on or tried to bully Caleb Sweet Hands Plant. And if you don't know who that is, Caleb Sweet Hands Plant, I'm not saying he the best fighter ever, but he does have extremely nice hands. Very quick. He reminds me of a Roy Jones type when Roy Jones was in his prime, but he just doesn't have Roy Jones power. Recently, Caleb Plant fought Benavidez. Actually, it was a halfway decent fight, but to me, he was very, very cautious in the fight. I actually had him win in the first 6-7 rounds. I mean, he was ahead after the first 6-7 rounds. But he lost to Benavidez. Benavidez is too much power for him. I believe it went the distance, though. Before that, he fought Canelo. Caleb Sweet Hand Plant fought Canelo, and Canelo stopped him. And I believe he broke his jaw. I believe Canelo broke Plant's jaw. But it was a good fight. It actually was a good fight. Better than that shit I saw last night. Now, I digress. Jamal Charlo decided, and I believe his brother had to be somewhere close by, decided to allegedly grab Caleb Plant by his face. Like this. He mushed him, grabbed his face. Caleb Sweet Hands Plant, his response was classic. After he got mushed, he decided, oh, hell no. Went up to Jamal Charlo, and please look at the video. Caleb Sweet Hands Plant, Jamal Charlo. He walks up to Charlo, or runs up to Charlo, and smacks the living shit out of Charlo in front of everybody. And afterwards said, don't you ever put your hands in my face again. And was about to two-piece him up. And then everybody got in between and they ushered him out. But I'm saying, dog, he pimp slapped one of the toughest fighters in the game. Pimp smacked him. And I think Dave Chappelle, it was one comedian said, you don't smack another man in the face. It might have been Charlie Murphy. No, we got to have a duel. Like back in the day when you smacked a man in the face, somebody had to die. We going to have a duel after this. But if you see Jamal Charlo's reaction, he's stunned. He's befuddled. He's flabbergasted. But if you notice, none of these verbs or none of these adjectives that I used, none of those adjectives says anything manly or masculine. Like, oh, I'm fitting to go knock this fool out. If you see this video, he not only gets smacked, but he sat there looking like he about to cry. Hey, man. Look, for the fighters, it ain't been looking good the last couple of days. And then on top of this, the icing on the cake, it's some more icing. It's a double decker. It's a double decker cake, y'all. Everybody know Derrick James was accosted by Terrence Crawford. The infamous video where he's like, yo, what's up, man? Yeah, what's up, man? Something wrong with you, you stupid? I said, what's up, man? And Derrick James like, what do you mean? I said, what's up? It was really quite dumb. And I feel like Crawford was trying to, Crawford has a habit of trying to intimidate his fighters, his opponents. And I don't care what nobody say. He didn't want to do that with Spence. Before the fight, he was nothing but humble, and he didn't want no part of trying to intimidate Earl Spence in that manner. So he chose Derrick James. Now, maybe there's more backstory to it, but Derrick James had been name-calling Bomac, fat boy, there's a cheeseburger on the floor, I know you want some McNuggets, good luck running a lap around the track, won't you take a walk in your neighborhood, whatever, all that kind of stuff. I mean, he was just fat shaming the man. But I hate stuff like that because it's like real easy to poke fun at something that's so obvious. Obviously, the man has a weight issue. But why don't you look at his expertise? Why don't you look at the fact that Crawford has been training with this man since forever? And Crawford is now 40-0. And at the time, he was 39-0. But not only did Bomac outcoach you in this fight, because the adjustments he made and the preparation that he had for Terrence Crawford to nullify Spence's jab by parrying it and going over it and not getting flustered by Spence's pressure. And there's a video of all the redirection and adjustments that he gave to Terrence Crawford during the fight and the confidence he was instilling in him. Whereas, yeah, I saw you trying to tell Spence certain things, but your fighter didn't respond at all. So, if anything, you need to shut the hell up. And you haven't said much afterwards. An L is an L. So now you have to go back to the drawing board. But let's recap from top to bottom. Bomac outcoaches you, out-prepares you for the Spence Crawford fight. Maybe he should be trainer of the year now. Earl Spence, mollywop by Terrence Crawford. Caleb Sweethand Plant decides that he going to pimp smack your undisputed fighter's brother for everybody to see, and rightfully so. And then Ryan Garcia decides to join your stable after getting knocked out by Tank Davis. Hey, man, the camp, which was before this weekend, was looking damn it solid. After this weekend, y'all looking like a bunch of busters. I don't know what y'all gonna do. Y'all better get it together. Y'all better get it together. No cap. It's your boy. Peace.